Well, said I was gonna get a shop truck. Now I just gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with it. It's definitely altitude challenged, and I think the paint's a little too good for me. Let's take a look. Do work, son. Alright guys, here it is. Told you I had a C10 shop project coming. Finally found one. It's purple. We're going to see if we can work with it. So far I've gutted the whole inside. Took everything out of the motor compartment except for the engine. Basically what I want out of this project is the outside to look rough and like a farm truck, kind of rat rodish. I want it to be clean though. And then on the inside and under the motor compartment and underneath it, I want it to be super clean. I've ordered everything I need for the interior to basically make it new. We're going to paint and clean up everything under the hood and then rewire it, fuel system, all that stuff under the hood, and make it nice and clean. Probably gonna do like a 4.5 drop in the front, maybe a 6-inch drop in the rear. Gonna stick with the factory wheels right now. May go with a different set of tires. Nothing crazy, just a shop truck. I really need to come up with a name for this shop truck. I like to name my projects. Kind of gives them some character. And it's purple, so what do you think about Crown Spoil? Got done with the cleaning phase, starting to put some stuff back together, so it's starting to look promising. Let me show you what I got done. Out with the old, in with the new. So I'm not really looking to redo the entire interior, brand new, but I do want to clean it up the best I can for the littlest amount of money. So probably going to sand the steering wheel. It's got the wood steering wheel. They look pretty good. Probably sand it, refinish it. Going to take the gauge cluster out, clean it up best I can, probably paint the dash. Going to leave the door panels rustic except for, or the doors themselves rustic except for the panels. Be kind of a mix between new and old. All new handles. Like I said before, new window and lock actuators. Painted the cab inside the truck. I'm just going to clean up some of this stuff right here. Some of these pulls and knobs and stuff like that. May actually go more retro with some push button stuff, so should look pretty nice and clean. New carpet going in and a seat cover. Able to get the floors pretty patched up and covered. Ended up going with rubberized coating with Bedliner over it, and seemed to work pretty good. Got everything painted. Was able to get all new window actuators inside, along with the door handle actuator. Under the hood's looking pretty good. Also used the spray can bed liner. Just did a little touch-up paint on the engine. I have the grill off so I can strip it back down to metal. I don't think I like that black look. All the door glass is out. Gonna do some touch-up work on those. Painted the inside door panels. Same Bedliner coating right out of a spray can. Stuff looks pretty good. I also did the breather with the Bedliner. Gonna probably do the valve covers to match. Was also able to dry fit the carpet. After a little paint and cleaning, gauge clusters turned out pretty nice too. Alright guys, that's it for this week. Made some progress, a lot of little nitpicky stuff kind of slowed me down, but it's ready to come back together. So got the bed off, ready for the suspension. Brakes should be in this week, so stay tuned. Well, it's week 3 on the C10 build. Still waiting on parts, but I got a lot to do, so let's get to cutting. Alright, so I got the springs off, got the shocks off, cleaned it up a little bit. If you're working on an old project like this, be prepared to fight with it a little bit. These things are old, rusty. I broke a couple bolts. It looks kind of easy on film because I cut out a lot of the work, but it takes work, so just keep that in mind. Marked it off now where I'm going to cut the frame. Just going to put a little simple C-notch in there, fill it back with some steel, and we'll be ready for suspension. Didn't do a whole lot on the rear. When I bought the truck, it had 4-way drum brakes. Everything was brand new at the time. So I left the drums here. Simple C-notch, 5-inch drop spring. Had a little trouble with the bolts when I was taking it apart. Ended up breaking a couple bolts. Wasn't no big deal, just replaced them. Other than that, she's ready to go. front disc conversion on this truck, which is a pretty good deal. It comes with power booster, a mass cylinder, the disc brakes, the drop spindles, which is a 2-inch drop spindle. Basically just moves the center line up 2.5 inches from factory. The rubber hose for the brake lines, new tie rod ends for the steering. It is a little bit of work. You got to kind of drill out some of these holes and chisel off the tops because they're made with rivets, big heavy duty rivets. But once you get it done, once you kind of figure it out, it's not that bad. Pretty good piece. I actually like it pretty good. Didn't get a ton done on the interior this week, but did get something done. Got the door seals in, seal plates, carpets cut and fit. Starting to look like a truck now. Week 4, project C10 Shop Truck build. Alright, so today I'm going to do something with the exhaust. I wasn't planning on going this far in the truck. I didn't want to put a ton of effort into it. I didn't really want to redo the exhaust, but once I got in there, it was just super janky. So I had a bunch of 3-inch stainless tubing laying around. I think I'm going to do an old school X-pipe. You know, a lot of the new ones, they're just cutting the end out of the bend on 2 bends and then welding them together. I think I want to do an old school original Dr. X pipe and just pipe cut these and put them together. So let's do this. Alright, there we go. Budget X pipe. These aren't very rare in the performance world. They're actually used all the time. But you hardly ever see them in some of the old trucks and stuff. So it should give the truck a nice tone and help with performance by equalizing exhaust pressure. remember, nothing in life worth having. Alright, week 5. Moving slow it seems like, but only week 5. Hopefully week 6 I'll have it done. Getting close now. Some tedious stuff. Had to do the brake lines this week. Installed the exhaust after I coated it. Got my wife to help out. Got the motor semi back together. Got some electrical stuff that I have to finish up. The bed should be ready to go back on it this week. Hope to have the thing running next video. So stay tuned. There you go, 1964 C10 Shop Truck, Project Crown Spoil. Hope you liked it. Be sure to subscribe. Don't want to miss what I got coming up next week.